Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. Once again, we are joined by the brother, Cedric. Let's talk sport. I said, listen, the previous time you were on, hopefully I see you next weekend with a smile. The guy couldn't make it. He had a smile, but now he's back in the dumps. Right? For the biggest rivalry of the sport. I'm just taking the piss. Cedric, brother, how are you doing, my man?
Good. Yeah, I'm good. Unfortunately, I tried my best to stay up for the game. Fell asleep right before kickoff, and then was hoping to wake up to some good news. But South Africa. It just seems like you guys just have it over us. We've won the last three, and then Drickus Duplessis beats Israel Adesanya, and it's like,
Israel Adesanya's Chinese, bro. Haven't you seen?
Didn't manage to watch the game, but I saw the highlights, and I guess we can get your takes.
Let me tell you, dude, it was an absolutely brilliant game of rugby. First and foremost, like I wasn't really in a state of well-being last night when I posted the instant match reaction on TikTok or on YouTube. I think I made a bit of a fool of myself, but that's the whole thing, right? We just talk from a fan perspective. You're just like passionate about the game. Yeah. But I have to say, now that I've got a clear mind and everything, it was a great game of rugby, first and foremost, right? Andrew Brace had an absolute shocker, okay? And I'll tell you what happened, and then you can give me your opinion on it. Absolute shocker. But I want to come to something first, right? Like right before kickoff, I'm sure you saw. Did you see the haka? Were you awake long enough for the haka?
Yeah.
What is it? But disrespectful,
I just saw, like, I heard that was disrespectful because I think you guys were like doing something over it, or no one paying attention.
Yes. So first and foremost, the crowd was loud over it, and then always over Ellis Park, they fly the airplane, right? Like it's back to that 1995 World Cup final where it happened for the first time. It's like a tradition for us to do this, but they also played Sister Bettina. Now we've always had a massive issue with this DJ, but for some reason he decided to play it over the haka. The airplane thing, I kind of can excuse it because it's like a timing issue. It's literally a plane flying over the stadium, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
It's just a timing issue. But I don't think they meant to be that disrespectful to the haka until the DJ did it. And I was like, oh my word, the DJ and fireworks during the haka.
I guess, that's pretty, from what I've always known, like when it came to the haka, most teams did like just watch, or you've seen some teams like get into like a formation and just kind of face the haka. But then like when people kind of don't like I guess pay attention to it, it does seem kind of disrespectful. I guess, especially to a lot of like Maori people. So yeah,
of course. Yeah, it's always been that thing where it's like the haka is something that is respected, but you kind of want to respect it also by like retaliating. So it's like that famous thing of the Irish standing like that, and I don't think that is disrespectful at all to stand like that.
Yeah.
It's just like a bit of mind games as well, but it doesn't mean you're all of a sudden disrespecting. You're not screaming over the haka or dancing your own dance across from it. But anyway, let's talk about the game. And a big talking point, Bongi Manambi's try. Apparently it shouldn't have stood, and to be fair, it should not have stood. He definitely lost that ball before he placed it down. But then also you're thinking like, should your first try have stood? That maul was definitely obstruction. It was definitely a different maul. That's like the TMO never came into either one of the tries. He never came into any of the tries that were scored.
Yeah,
because even your commentators said it yourself. Like maybe they should look at that one.
It just seemed like from the start, from what I saw, like the ref wanted to just move on quickly, like make a decision game. Like look at it once and then go. Yeah, but because a lot of people, I made a quick TikTok, and on the first try, obviously I said I shouldn't have stood, but then I went on to saying I still think we should have won. Like even though they scored that, we still should have won, being that we didn't have a comfortable lead. But that's for later. But just the ref, just from the gate, just seemed
Yeah, dude, he missed so many things. Like sometimes I thought he was in favor of the All Blacks, and then other times I was like, wow, he is absolutely cooking the All Blacks at the moment. Like some of his calls were absolutely ridiculous. And I know I'm always just like a bias. I'm your typical South African. I'm a bit biased. Like every single team, if you lose, you're thinking, oh, the ref cooked us, right? But at certain points, I was looking at that game and I was like, yeah, I don't really know about that one, especially there at the end. Ori Savea, he was over the ball. Did he really come in from the side? I don't think so. He was over that ball, and obviously we went on to score from that as well. So Andrew Brace just had an absolute shocker. But I will not allow the fact that people think, okay, Bongi knocked the ball over the try line, right? To kind of you use that as a scapegoat excuse to say, because you had the lead, 10-point lead with 15 minutes to go. You should be seeing the game out from there comfortably. And there was
people were saying, oh, sorry, you go.
No. Go.
Yeah, I heard because I spoke to my dad about the game too, and then he just said it was a really good game, like one of the best games he's seen in a while. Yeah, and then we could have won, and then there was a chance where the ABs could have taken a 3, but they decided not to. And that's exactly what I was saying. Like, even though that try was allowed, and and it seemed like he knocked it on, we still had the lead, and we had to do our best to protect it because we were basically winning most of the match up until I guess like 5 minutes left. I guess
Yeah, it was an annoying game to watch. It was a great game, a spectacle, right? But it was such an annoying game to watch from the South African perspective. Because if you look at the tries that the All Blacks scored, and it's like, okay, the Maul try, fair enough, right? Scored a nice, but then it's like Caleb Clark's first try. Why did Ben Jason Dixon, who by the way struggled a lot, and I'm talking about Ben Jason Dixon as another Pieter-Steph du Toit. When he went to the ground, why is he popping that ball out of a ruck when there's nothing on for us? And he absolutely threw a rocket right into Jasper Wiese. It rebounds straight into the All Blacks' hands, and we have no defense out wide because we are under attack, right? So Caleb Clark gets a walk in. Why do we run the same line with Siya Kolisi as like second receiver? And then Jordie Barrett's like, okay, well, if you're going to do it a 10th time, we know Siya Kolisi needs that ball. So I'm just going to run that interception try. And once again, it's just like idiotic stuff. But fair play to Jordie Barrett for reading that. And then Fussy calls a mark. Now, Damian McKenzie's in the backfield covering everything. Why is he rushing a mark kick if you're just going to kick it out, right? And he kicks a horrible kick because he's rushing it, and you guys go and score literally from that line out that's being overthrown. But you should have had that ball past the 50-meter line, but now it's just outside our 22. Mistakes, and we've both said it. Like, if you give the All Blacks silly mistakes like this, they are going to punish you. That's what made the All Blacks the greatest team to play this game. It's so frustrating conceding tries like this. But surely it makes you happy as an All Blacks fan, knowing you guys you're still so clinical. Any mistake and you pounce on that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Positives coming off of that, like you said. The first try, the rolling more, and then I think you mentioned it in your TikTok. You thought Caleb Clark was absolutely phenomenal. It just you can tell he's lost a bit of weight and he's really quick. Down that left wing, and then that try Jordie scored. It seemed like, from what I heard from reviews and stuff, the Springboks kept running that same play every time, and then Jordie was like, "Oh, they're probably gonna do it again," and it sat right in his hand, and he was like, "Oh, I'm off." And
brilliant read, like a brilliant read. Because if he missed that, if somehow that slipped through and Siya got that ball, Siya was in the gap because Jordie was the one marking Siya, and he fully committed to that interception. So if that ball went through and Siya got it, bro, good luck chasing down Siya from there. But I mean, it was just a sensational game. Like, I'm thinking about it, like the massive hits. Surely by now, we know Halloween's coming up. Do you think anyone's dressing up like the All Blacks nightmare Pieter-Steph to tackle? Do you think it? That guy holds dreams at the moment.
He just, especially against the All Blacks, just doesn't back down. He's in everything, and I still get nightmares from him from the World Cup final way because he got out quick.
Quagga Smith as well. When he came on, he changed the game completely. But I have to. I said it last night. My man of the match is still Caleb Clarke, even in a losing cause. He was so good. Like, I mean, he was so secure under the high ball. I don't think he dropped a single high ball. Yeah, and it just looks like he's kind of rejuvenated and got more energy from this previous Super Rugby season. It's since he's cut his hair, the guy's absolute beast. I can't see you guys dropping him. I can't see you guys dropping him anytime soon.
It's kind of rough because who do you think they should start on the wings?
Well, I've been a massive fan of Mark Telea. I thought he's the best winger in the world. I'd definitely go Caleb Clarke on the left-hand side. And I believe Will Jordan is good, but I see him as a finisher, right? I'm not saying he's too overrated or anything, but I'm not saying he's like his try-scoring record speaks for itself. But I think Mark Telea offers you more. But I think, why isn't Severies playing, by the way? I think Severies class as well. Go Caleb Clarke and Severies even.
Yeah, because I was surprised he got dropped because I still had Severies on the squad as well. But I don't know. Yeah, Severies and Caleb Clarke would make sense because they both bring something kind of different. And like you said, Caleb, he's been playing really well ever since he cut his hair. And he just seems a lot more confident in his ability, especially under the high ball for a while now. Just seems really safe every time the ball goes into the air. But who was your man of the match for the Springboks? For the Springboks.
I'm taking a wild shot. I'm going literally for the couple of minutes he played. It's got to be Quagga Smith. I think Quagga Smith was absolutely sensational when he came on. Elrich Lowe as well. Did you see Elrich Lowe left? What's Mark Telea's ankles there in Auckland? Bro, from the kickoff, Elrich Lowe gets the ball, steps you that Telea literally tackles the ground. Cheslin Colby had a great game, by the way, as well. Cheslin Colby bumping Scott Barrett. I mean...
I see the clip.
What? Absolutely crazy. That's ridiculous. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to this game? Or do you find to move over to the Wallabies game to have a quick chat about that?
I think, I'm just looking forward to next week because now I think we both kind of know what to expect. And what it seemed like, our... Pardon?
What changes would you make for the All Blacks team?
To be honest, I probably wouldn't make a change to that starting 15. Oh, something I did hear a lot was that our bench played poorly, but I don't know. Can you?
Sorry, your bench what?
Our bench played poorly. There was no impact.
You could say that. You were a lot better with your starting boys there. But we all know it's a drop off when you take off some of your big boys. Like the drop off from Scott Barrett to whoever's on the bench is always going to be a big drop off. The drop off from Ethan de Groot, to Marty Williams played, but then the drop off from to Marty Williams and Tyrell Lomax to Ofa Tuangafasi, and I think it was Fletcher Newell, if I'm not mistaken. It's always going to be a drop off because the boys that are starting are world class. So it will always be an issue, and the thing's always been like South Africa's boys coming from the bench. Malcolm Marx, like that guy, he's the best rookie in the world. I mean, so our bench that comes onto the field is arguably better than the boys that are starting. Like Gerard Steenekamp, like you've most likely not heard of the guy, but he's sensational. He's probably one of our best on form. Like our two best props is Oxenche and Gerard Steenekamp, but they both play the same position. And it's literally just like they are so good, both of them. And then you have Malcolm Marx, you had Eben Etzebeth coming off the bench. You get what I mean? So it's like
definitely.
Difference in quality was there. So sorry, you were saying something.
It just seemed like our backs played really well, and maybe our forwards needed to step up a bit. And I think vice versa of you guys, your forward pack did really well. Maybe your backs could change up a couple of things here and there, just because I don't know if you saw that video with the All Blacks. They were talking about your guys' wingers, and South Africa have always had really good wingers, and the likes of Havana and now Chisholm. When you guys get them the ball to work, like a lot and to get them into space here. Just Chisland's got the best steps in the world, eh? That man, if you're on an island with him, yeah, good luck.
Yeah. And but now obviously we have to make a change because Kurtley Orange and Chisland both equally as good as each other, but Kurtley Orange got knocked out, so he's out for next weekend. Yeah. So I'm wondering what we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually go a bit wayward and say, listen, Jesse Creel, slot onto the wing position where you played the rest of the game this weekend, and then maybe we see Lukania in the 13 jersey once again. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, or we'll just go plain and simple and say Makazolo Mapimpi or Kanan Moody, for instance, go onto the wing.
Yes,
I was
Kanan
really
Moody.
impressed.
What happened with him?
With who?
Kanan Moody. Like, where has he been? Has he been
injury,
hurt,
long injury. He just returned. Yeah. Someone that actually stood out, and I think we spoke about it last time, was I still see Rico Ioane as a winger, but he had such a good game yesterday. I felt the guy just got over the gain line literally every single time he touched the ball. He looked so hungry for yesterday's game. I thought that was his best game as an outside centre. Like, he was good. He was really good.
Did you see that tackle he put on Steph Toy? He grabbed him and threw me. I was like, okay.
He was a hungry man yesterday. Yeah. Rico Ioane was a hungry man. Anyway, let's switch over to the Wallabies game quickly. Neither of us watched it, right? Because I told you, man was not in a state. I was asleep. It's one of those things, okay? But I'll just give the floor to you. Just the thoughts of the Wallabies winning that game. Were you expecting that, or is this a massive surprise to you?
I definitely was not expecting it. I think the way we've seen Argentina play the last 2 weeks. Oh wow, last week wasn't their best showing. The first week. Then I thought just being at home, the crowd behind them, I thought they would have played well. But from what I heard, Australia were in it the whole time in terms of position and territory. It was pretty close. Australia just ended them a bit, and then they were just in around their work and managed to pull off. Did you see the penalty right at the end? Did you see what happened?
They just tick the time.
Yeah,
but I mean that's just not game management, gamesmanship, right? Like, you're going to kick it over, the game's over. But I heard some people say they have to reverse the clock because the penalty was given at 70. What was it? 78-50 or something like that. And I'm just like, well, that doesn't really matter because they only said they're going to posts after 79 minutes, and then he has a minute to kick, right? Like, if there was a scrum and stuff, they don't. Or let's say someone scores a try, you don't take minutes away again. Like, relax. Okay? They won the game. And listen, even in the first half, Australia had the ball the whole time. Like, I watched some of it this morning, but then I switched it off again. I watched the highlights. But Carlo Tizano was great, but they just didn't have the points in the first half. But I thought Australia were the better team. They were the better team, in my opinion. They deserved to win it. I called them to win it because I actually see a bit of a project with Joe Schmidt. Because I had this discussion, and I'm going to pose this question to you. What was our expectations of the Wallabies after the World Cup, right? When we're playing South Africa? They beat Wales, should have beaten them more comfortably. They beat Georgia, then goes up against South Africa, literally the World Cup winners now, the greatest defense. It's your toughest task that you could possibly have, right? They got blitzed in the first half of the first game. They looked a lot better in that second half of the first game. They were arguably the better team in the second half of the first game. And then they go and play in torrential rain, where it's just a game of physicality then. Like, what was your expectation of this Wallabies team? I think yesterday, that's the level that they can still play at. They can still go and play against Argentina and beat them. I'm going with Australia to beat them again next weekend. I think they've got talent. You give them some dry weather where they can run the ball or whatever, which they didn't even have yesterday. They can cause some serious damage. I think that there is a project to see a better side of this Wallabies team. What's your thoughts on that?
I think my expectation after the World Cup, to be honest, I didn't really have an expectation. The state Eddie Jones left them in just kind of left for dead, and then, like you said, they won against Wales, and they played Georgia and they beat them. And then South Africa, we weren't expecting anything. Like you said, the first half in the first game, absolutely smacked, and in the second half, Australia played better. But yeah, in this game, I did have Argentina winning. But yeah, for Australia to get a win and with Joe Schmidt as the coach now, yeah, I definitely think he has a plan. But my question to you, because some of my Australian supporters are like, the Bledisloe's coming home.
No.
What are your what are your
They're getting smoked. They're getting absolutely thrashed. Listen, when it's time to pitch up and play for silverware, the All Blacks will become prime 2015, 2011 All Blacks. Listen, that's the thing when it's rivals, right? Let's say, because you guys weren't at your best before this game against South Africa, right? But when there's a rivalry and stuff, form goes out the window. All of a sudden, everyone just pitches in and they know this system exactly like the palm of their hand. They play beautiful rugby. So when it comes to these big games, New Zealand will never just all of a sudden drop off to the level to give Australia a chance. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull it a bit closer maybe and lose by 30 points instead of 50. But no, let's not be ridiculous.
Let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, no. I still back the Wallabies to get it done this weekend, but let's not fool ourselves out here. Well, do you have doubts?
No. I was just wondering what you thought because just one of my mates were like, "It's coming home," and I was like, "Never mind. We'll just see what happens." Yeah.
No. That's a bit of a stretch. Do we want to add anything on the Argentinian game? We spoke about it when we previously spoke. I said it looks like this Argentinian team, when they beat you guys, looks like a team that has finally turned the page and said we want to get some consistency and whatever. They've just gone straight back and said, "No, we are the same Argentina as always."
Because you called it there. You were like, "Oh, watch this 50 points by the ABs next week," and I was like, "Oh no, this Argentina team, they look really good." Then the first half, I was like, "Oh, he was right." Consistency, the hell,
yeah.
And then
I've got.
Yeah, and I'm actually going with you. I think Australia will beat them again. I'm gonna say it after that performance.
Yeah, you think? Yeah. I kind of have a question for you because I asked it to Tadi in literally our final thoughts video on Friday, and I asked him. I think it's a good thing that Australia is playing away from home at the moment. It favors them to actually play in Argentina because I firstly think Argentina in Argentina is overrated. They lose a lot of games there. I think having the pressure off their own fans off their back is a good thing for the Wallabies. Not being booed by your own fans. If they play at home, they're getting booed. But now it's okay, well, we don't have any of that pressure in Mendoza. And Argentina just crumbles under their own people. They cry so much they forget to play rugby. You guys played there, right? Smash them. You guys played home. They beat you there, right? Or they pull it close. We smash them in Mendoza. They come to us, should have won the game. We win it by 1 point.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
They are not that good at home. They lost to a 13 French side at home.
I was watching that game and I was like, who are these French players? There's none of the World Cup and then they lose. And I'm like, what is going on with the team? But I understand where you're coming from.
You agree that it's better for the Wallabies to not play at home at the moment?
I think so. Because like you say, I don't think anyone really enjoys watching the Wallabies play, and especially at the school level, a lot of the boys are choosing the rugby league pathway, the NRL pathway. And I think a big thing towards that is because of how the Wallabies are playing and just especially how they went with the World Cup. But I think it's a good thing. Like you said, a lot of pressure off them. They can just go out there and try different things and play how they want. So.
Let me actually check here. Let's check. What is the rugby championship table at the moment? Is the Wallabies in third? Did they actually surpass Argentina?
Oh, check on my phone.
Yeah, I'm taking it here. No. They still lost because Argentina's got 5 points. Because Argentina got a losing bonus point now, and this was the first points that Australia get. Yeah. But they're surpassing them next weekend. I'm calling it now. I'm telling you.
You guys are clear ahead right now. South Africa. Yep. The Springboks are doing well.
There was a point yesterday where you guys get 5 points and we get 0, which means we were going to be stuck on 9. Would you have pipped us then? No, because I'm just adding. Yeah, because I'm taking your 6 points because you got 2 yesterday. I'm just adding 5 more to it, forgetting that you got 2 points. Yeah. Anyway, but I don't think it's all done and dusted yet, right? Like Argentina could easily pull an upset over South Africa, like they've done it a couple of times. If you guys beat us in Cape Town, because I said if there's ever a game that you guys are beating us at, it's the Cape Town game. It kind of plays into your hands. You've got a lot of support out here in Cape Town. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 50-50 split even. Like there's so much support for the All Blacks out here. Cape Town's been rainy, so the wet ball always favors you guys above us. We are terrible in wet weather. So that goes. What's your final thoughts thinking about next weekend before we just wrap it up?
I'm gonna make sure to like nap so I can watch that game. Make sure I watch the Wallabies game. And I'm just looking forward to it. Nothing more to say. And once again, to clear it up, everyone, the All Blacks should have won. Like that was my view. They should have won, but that first try doesn't mean anything. But we should have won. But looking forward to next week.
Yeah, and I'll be pissed again because I'm going to a wedding and it's just a shit show. My liver. I don't endorse drinking or gambling. It's just too bad that I do both. And I mean, it's just like it is what it is. Anyway, Cedric, my man, tell the people where they can find you one final time, and then let's wrap it up.
Yeah, so hey everyone, my name is LetsTalkSport 13 on TikTok, better known as Cedric. Just basically have TikTok for now, do a bit of YouTube with Casual Bias. But if you wanna follow along with rugby or many other sports, just go on TikTok, LetsTalkSport 13.
Cool. Appreciate you coming on, man. People, we will see you next time. Thank you very much for the love and support. Bye.
Bye.